Hi, this is Brad Straley with Jacksonville for Life. Today we have Matt Lamb, Communications Director with Students for Life. Matt, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Oh, it is our pleasure. Tell us a little bit about the Students for Life.
Absolutely. So Students for Life America is the largest pro-life student organization in the country. So we are on high school campuses, college campuses. That's where the bulk of our groups are. And then we also have some middle school groups, law groups, med groups, so Med Students for Life, Law Students for Life, and then Pro-Life Future, which is sort of like our alumni adult pro-life groups. And our website is studentsforlife.org. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all that. But yeah, I mean, our goal is to abolish abortion, promote a culture of life across the country, but especially on high school and college campuses, because we know so many young people are being targeted by Planned Parenthood and the abortion lobby for abortions.
You were right about that. What kind of kids or why get kids involved in the pro-life movement?
Absolutely. So, I mean, this is the pro-life generation. Something like 78% of millennials, for example, support a ban on late-term abortion. But also, as I mentioned, high school and college campuses are so important for ending abortion because so many times it is that 17, 18-year-old, 20-year-old girl, woman who finds herself facing an unplanned pregnancy. So if we can be there and offer help to the father child to support families, it's so important. We've done some research. There's other research out there. I'm sure you all know this from your work as a pro-life group, that one of the most important factors in whether or not a woman chooses an abortion is, did she feel like someone was there that offered to help her find resources to support her. So if we in some way can help with that, even if it's just, hey, we'll help you find diapers, or, we're trying to change the school so that it will have daycare so you can be a student and be a mother, it's so vital to ending abortion.
You're right, because it's so different now with all the different media outlets that we have in the pro-life movement can say, back in the 60s and 70s, we didn't have that. So if a young mother became pregnant, needed help, where was she going to go, especially if she was getting peer pressure from her parents or family members or boyfriend to have the abortion. That is a great service you guys are providing.
Yeah, absolutely. We actually have a specific initiative called the Pregnant on Campus Initiative. You can go to pregnantoncampus.org, and that's all our resources specifically for if you are pregnant and parenting student. So that includes like your rights to reschedule an exam, to Skype into a class, as well as different places you can get social services, resources to help you.
Great. Why did you get involved, or how did you get involved, Matt?
Yeah, absolutely. So when I was in college, I was in Students for Life group. I went to Loyola University Chicago, and I've been doing different on-campus activism. I worked for other political-type student groups before this, and, just realizing the importance of this issue, it was a great opportunity to get involved and combine my, passion for protecting the preborn. As director of comms, I do obviously a lot of media, which I really like, and journalism and the press. So I started with Students for Life about a year ago. Really happy I came here, and it's great to be able to feel like you're making a difference in people's lives.
Mm-hmm. You sure are. Are you guys run by students? I mean, you're called Students for Life, so.
No, we have full-time staff. We have a couple people who are part-time students, and then we have full-time staff about 30 to 40. A lot of our people, though, were leaders of their pro-life groups in college, especially a lot of our regional coordinators. So those are the people who are on the ground, organizing students, starting groups. A lot of them were former leaders of ours, and then they wanted to continue that passion after college, and obviously we're happy to have them on board.
Yep, they've already been trained, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And if they didn't do Students for Life, they were in other young conservative groups or Catholic groups, Christian groups, so they know campus activism, which obviously benefits everyone because they're well-trained, and then we can help more people.
Mm-hmm. Now, are you a faith-based organization, Matt?
No, so we're actually officially secular. Obviously, a lot of our staff and our students are Christian or Catholic, but we also have plenty of people who are other religions, or they're atheist, or they're agnostic. But the great thing is we're all able to unite around abolishing abortion. We give our groups a lot of flexibility. Some groups like to do praying outside abortion facilities, 40 Days for Life, and that's great. Some groups prefer to do more of the on-campus activism. Some groups do both, and that's certainly fine. And I think that's great, is that we are officially secular, but our groups do have the flexibility to, if they want to be more religious in nature, that's certainly fine.
Yeah, and I always found that was a nice aspect of the pro-life movement, the fact that there are so many different aspects that someone can serve in. You don't have to serve in all of them. You can serve in what you prefer, and all of it is a blessing to the mother and the baby. How do you recruit students?
Sure. So we have a great digital game, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, like I said. But then a lot of our recruits come from being on college and high school campuses. So, just setting up like a table with our information, maybe a display. So we'll do like polling, like when do you think human rights begin? Or we've done before, simple, like you have two bowls, like should Planned Parenthood get taxpayer dollars? And you should just do it with like monopoly money. So we try to do really engaging ways that bring students in and then have those face-to-face conversations that might just be 30 seconds to a minute, but we can use that just to get someone interested in the issue of abortion. So that's a lot. Our student groups do it. We also go to like Christian music festivals. We're going to probably at least 15 or 20 this summer and into the fall. But really just kind of boots on the ground. If you have a background in politics, I'm sure you understand the benefit of just being where people are, getting in front of them, talking to them, and at least getting information into their hands, hopefully getting an email and phone number so you can follow up, and then, ideally converting them into a full-time, a passionate pro-life activist.
Now, how difficult is it that you do all this work and, you're making the effort, you're going out there, you're educating the students, and you get some that join, and 1, 2, or 3 years later, they're gone?
Sure. So, obviously with any student group, that's going to be one of the problems. We do feel pretty confident. So we have our Pro-Life Future, which is kind of our like adult group, but then also we know that across the country we have plenty of Students for Life leaders who are maybe they're not full-time working the pro-life movement, but they volunteer some time on the weekend and they work at a pregnancy resource center, or they will go and, pray outside Planned Parenthood, or they'll donate money to Students for Life or other pro-life groups. So we do feel pretty confident that even if people, not everyone's going to work full-time in the pro-life movement, but if you're a leader of ours and then you go to work at, a bank, or you go to work for, it doesn't matter. You go to work somewhere, but you're still bringing those pro-life views, and you can talk to other people about those views and get them involved and get them to donate or get them to support the pro-life cause. That's just as important as having full-time pro-life activists.
That it is. We're speaking today with Matt Lamb with Students for Life. Matt, how many chapters do you think you guys have?
So we have over 1,200 groups. Like I said, it's mostly college and high school with some middle school groups, med, law, and pro-life future mixed in.
That is great. How are the messages different? The middle school's one age, and we're talking about a senior in college. How is it? How do you frame it for that age group or different age groups?
Right, absolutely. So it's kind of like that. I went to a Jesuit school, so the idea of like you meet people where they're at, right? So obviously with middle schoolers, you're talking a lot about just the basic biological facts of what happens during an abortion, up to when you get to law and med, you're going to be talking more specifically about, with med students, it might be conscience rights protections or how to convince other doctors of pro-life views, because, if you think about it, if we could just work on getting every doctor to not do an abortion, that would really help our cause, because it would decrease the supply of abortionists. And with the law, it might be, what pro-life laws are in place, what are the rights of people to protest outside an abortion facility. With high school and college, that's obviously we focus more on activism. I mean, our students are busy, they're involved in tons of things, but they're more likely to be able to do activism than, a med student who's doing their clinicals. So everyone kind of plays their important role, everyone plays an important part, and we just try to tailor something to what fits best for their situation.
That sounds like a plan that is working. We're speaking with Matt Lamb, Students for Life. We're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We're going to ask Matt to share some success stories and some challenges that the First Amendment rights have been forgotten about at some of our college campuses. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Hi, this is Brad Strelly with Jacksonville for Life. We're speaking with Matt Lamb, Communication Director with Students for Life. And Matt, I wanted to ask you about what some events have you been able to participate in over the years?
Sure, absolutely. So, every year we host our national conference, and you can get more information on that if you go to sflalive.org. And we'll be opening registration in probably early to mid-August for that. And so that's we bring in great pro-life speakers, not only our own staff who can talk on issues like free speech and digital media and organizing on campus, but other pro-life leaders from like Brian Bomberger, Lila Rose, people from Alliance Defending Freedom, and that's really a great opportunity to network with other pro-life students, learn about your rights on campus, and learn how to, basically have the best group possible. So before that, we obviously go to the March for Life every year. We can help. If you have a group that wants to come, we can sometimes help with money or logistics. We usually do a couple webcasts that are training on, how to raise money to come to March for Life, how to organize a trip, and things like that. And then we do different events throughout the year. So we'll do a lot of mobilizations where, we've gone to, for example, testify in just recently Maryland and in California against pro-abortion laws and for pro-life laws. So we'll do that, a lot of political engagement. We do events on campuses, like we host speakers. So Kristen Hawkins, our president, we hosted her. I think she went to 20 campuses this past school year.
Oh, wow.
And then we'll also help if a group wants to bring another pro-life speaker to their campus. We can help with that. And you can see plenty of video from that if you go to our Facebook. It's just Students for Life of America. Go to our Twitter at Students for Life, FOR spelled out. But yeah, we're always doing things. We just had in our top students called Wilberforce and Stevens, so our top college and high school students into D.C. for about 3 to 4 days for really intense training. And then they'll all go out this school year and do a different project, whether it's fundraising for a pregnancy resource center, fundraising for a scholarship on their campus, maybe it's changing a campus policy. And you can see all our photos and some videos from that on our Facebook and Instagram. So we're always busy. There's never a slow day here.
I would think not. Now, are you finding that the faculty are at the college level or the high school level, are they learning anything from you guys?
So I would say, in recent years, it seems like we haven't had as much issue with faculty, except maybe at Fresno State and a couple other schools. Where we have had a lot of trouble with dialogue is actually other students washing away our chalking, stealing our signs, stealing our flag displays. And I'd be happy to share a couple examples of that, but
Please,
that seems to be
definitely.
our bigger problem.
Yeah, a periodical, we like in Citizens Magazine, something on those lines. How are the non-pro-life students, what are they doing to you guys?
Sure, absolutely. And if there's anyone listening who has their own pro-life group and you have any issues, you can always email us at comms, COMMS, at studentsforlife.org, or just call our headquarters, 540-834-4600, 540-834-4600. and we'd be happy to help you. So, for example, one example recently at the College of New Jersey, we put up pink and blue flags to commemorate lives lost to abortion. And about 8 to 10 people, we filmed them as they tore up all the flags, threw them to the ground. The school thankfully did come to our defense because we had reserved a spot. It was like on the quad to put up flags. They stole that at Western Washington University. We chalked on the ground. And a lot of the messages they weren't even necessarily like pro-life, pro-choice. It was like adoption saves lives, or, if you're a pregnant parenting student, here's a phone number you can call. It should have been pretty acceptable across the spectrum. Because a lot of it was about outreach. And students actually took traffic cones, and we have video of this too, and poured water over the chalking. And then the school ordered the staff to erase it, saying it was graffiti. And now the school apologized, but I don't know if it was did they apologize because they got caught? I don't know. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt on this one, but this happens. We actually track vandalisms. We have a map on our website that we update pretty regularly of all the different vandalisms against pro-life groups going back to 2012. So if you want to take a look at that map, if you see if there's any that aren't on there that you know about, you can again just email us at comms@studentsforlife.org.
Okay. Yeah, it is always a challenge. It's a shame where it's just comes out of plain ignorance.
Absolutely.
Now, in your efforts, have you found that you've had to take any legal action?
Absolutely. So we are lucky to be able to work with lots of great pro-life nonprofit law firms. Alliance Defending Freedom is obviously one of the more well-known ones. Thomas More Society out of Chicago, Life Legal Defense Foundation out of California. So we've won, we've settled lots of lawsuits, but we've also won some. So, for example, at Queens College in New York, we sued because they refused to grant our pro-life group the same amount of privileges as other groups. But we have a great leader there, Norvelia, and she fought back with the help of Alliance Defending Freedom. At Fresno State, we had a professor there, Gregory Thatcher, order his students last year to destroy our chalkings, and he actually settled, and he had to undergo First Amendment training and pay damages. So, we're here to help. Again, if you have any legal or free speech issues, feel free to contact us. Email us through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever's easiest for you, and we'd be happy to help. But yeah, we've won quite a few or settled lawsuits, which I still count as victories, changed policies, and we're blessed to have lots of great legal aid.
That is a blessing. What is you guys' relationship with the mainstream media?
Sure. Good question. So we found, at least as of late, it's been relatively fair coverage. We've been on, for example, NPR a couple times before the march, and actually just now talking about the Supreme Court pick, which I think is a good testimony to our reputation, that they trust us. They know when they come to us for a comment, we're going to tell them straightforward what we believe, and they do trust that we are genuine about our pro-life beliefs, which I think is a great, again, testament to our reputation. And we've had certainly fair coverage in publications like NPR, The Atlantic. There's a couple other ones I can't think of right now. But we have found, at least generally in treating with us, they've been relatively fair. Good.
They should be. How does a student see if there's a chapter in their school?
Yeah, so the easiest way you can do that is you can email us at info@studentsforlife.org, or again, reach out to us any of the other ways I mentioned, and we'd be happy to connect you with a regional coordinator in your area. If we have a group, they'd be happy to plug you in, and if we don't, they'd obviously be happy to work with you to start a group. The other thing, too, is if you currently have a group that's a pro-life group or like a Christian group, Catholic group, something similar, and you want to become part of Students for Life, you can do that. Or even if you just want to partner up and host a speaker together, or bring in one of our regional coordinators to talk about on-campus activism, we'd be happy to help you with that as well.
Okay. Now, is that something that, say, a parent of a middle schooler or a high schooler can assist with, or inquire?
Yeah, absolutely. We have lots of great middle school and high school groups, and their parents are often a great asset because they can help us organize. They know other parents of the school. They know teachers at the school, which can help with finding an advisor. So if you're a parent and you'd like to help us out, feel free to contact us as well, and we'd be happy to make that happen.
Great. Matt, we're running short on time. If someone has a question, someone wants to get involved, you guys are a nonprofit, am I correct?
Correct.
Okay, if someone wants to make a donation, how do they get in touch with you?
You can just email us at info@studentsforlife.org, or you can go just to our website, studentsforlife.org, and then click on the invest in our mission, or again, you can just call us at 540-834-4600, and we'd be happy to help you donate or happy to help get your student involved, or if you are a student and you want to get involved, just reach out to us. We have lots of great, friendly staff, and we're here to help, and anything we can do to help more people get involved in the pro-life movement, we're happy to do.
Well, we appreciate it. I was reading a Pew Research study in 2016 showed that 61% of students were pro-abortion. Have you seen hearts changed in the last couple of years?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously, one, we see that as more and more science and technology help us show what happens during a pregnancy, that helps. I think it was Knights of Columbus recently did a poll, and they surveyed, and they found that 78% of millennials support, I believe it's actually supporting, they would support prohibitions on abortions after 12 weeks. Kind of the political legislation right now is the 20-week abortion ban, but if you support it after 12 weeks, you would support it for 20 weeks too.
Yep.
So I think that's been really helpful for us, and we have certainly seen more and more students are pro-life. And what's really interesting is pro-life across the spectrum. Like I mentioned, we have plenty of student leaders who are more conservative Christian, but we have plenty of student leaders and activists who are might consider themselves more politically liberal. They're agnostic. They might not be conservative on every issue, but obviously that's okay with us because our focus is abortion. So you can be for raising taxes and be pro-life and be part of us, and you can be for cutting taxes and be pro-life and be part of us because we're just focused on the abortion issue.
Yep, I agree. If for the folks that are listening and, you're teetering about something like assisting Students for Life, something that Students for Life is quoted saying in the old Citizens magazine, that 79% of Planned Parenthood abortion mills are within 5 miles of a college campus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, that's absolutely, we know Planned Parenthood targets college campuses, and I would imagine, too, it's similar for high school. I mean, I know just back home, I'm from Illinois, they just opened up a new Planned Parenthood facility that's within probably about 10 miles of, I can name at least 5 to 6 public high schools as well as some private high schools. If I had to guess numbers, that's at least probably 15 to 20,000 students. So, Planned Parenthood is a business, so they're targeting their clients. So absolutely, that's why, like I said before, earlier on, high school and college campuses are so important because that's their target clients, or I would say victims, so to speak, of Planned Parenthood.
I agree. Matt, I appreciate you being on today. I hate to interrupt, but we are out of time. Thank you again so much for joining us today and for all you do to promote a culture of life. We'd like to thank this station for being faithful to his word and this opportunity to promote pro-life radio. And thank you for listening today. For more information about local pro-life events, please visit us at jacksonvillelife.org. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Until next time, do something, save babies in Jacksonville.